everyone, and welcome to day 3 of Veganuary, our vegan motivation series to help you through your Veganuary journey. And today I wanted to talk about a mistake. Well, maybe it wasn't a mistake, but something that happened to me whilst I was going through my transition from vegetarian to vegan. And I did sign up to Veganuary, but I didn't really, as I explained yesterday in the video, I decided to take things a bit slower because I personally felt for me it was going to be too hard to just go from vegetarian to vegan overnight. I know lots of people do, and if you're doing that, then that's absolutely amazing. For me, I found it a bit harder, and I decided to take it a bit slower. And I'd much rather that if you find it a bit harder, that you take your time, that you do things slowly, and then eventually you will get to the result of being vegan and hopefully stick at it for much longer, because that is the ultimate aim, is that you love Veganuary, you find out all the benefits of living a vegan lifestyle, you love it so much that you never ever look back. And that is certainly the feedback that I speak to whenever I see vegans. They all wish that they had done it sooner. They all wish that this was something that, you know, they'd just done sooner. But if it takes a bit longer, it takes a bit longer. So making, let's say, mistakes, I don't know if they're mistakes or not, but maybe falling off the wagon, not being exactly sticking to our Veganuary journey. Now we're only on day 3, so hopefully you haven't wanted to cheat yet, but maybe you have, and I wanted to tell you a little story about my vegan journey, to hopefully help you if you have anything similar happen to you. Now, in the past, I have done dieting and all sorts of things, and you know, you kind of like, you stick quite rigorously for the first week, and then eventually you get to the point where you're like, oh, I just want some chocolate. You shove some chocolate in your face, and you're like, oh my goodness, my whole diet is a complete nightmare. I'm useless. I just give up. I can't. And then you stop. And I don't want Veganuary to be like that for you. I don't want you to maybe have a sneaky drink of milk or a sneaky piece of cheese and then think that it's all over and it's all gone. Because when I first went vegan, I went vegan before the rest of my family did. I'd made that decision. I started going vegan before the rest of my family. So I was still preparing. We were all vegetarian as a family, but I was still preparing things like cheese sandwiches for my family in their packed lunches. And this was probably maybe 2-3 months into my vegan journey. So I hadn't gone completely vegan yet, because it did take me about 4 months. So I wasn't completely vegan, but I had given up things like milk and cheese and egg. I'd given up most things. There was only, you know, occasional times that I maybe wasn't looking at maybe things like vitamin D in cereals, or just like, really, you know, things that were not obvious. I hadn't really given up that. And when I was eating out, it was one of the last things that I gave up as well when I went through my vegan journey. And I was preparing my kids' lunch, and a little bit of cheese fell out of the sandwich and it landed on the side of the thing. And I can remember this very clearly this day. I can picture it now as I look it all up. And I looked at the cheese and I was just like, oh, I just fancy some cheese. And I picked up the cheese and I put it in my mouth and ate it, and I was like, ugh. It actually tasted really disgusting. It was really quite good that I had eaten that cheese, because it just honestly put me off cheese for the rest of my life. But I just wanted to share that story with you, because, okay, that wasn't the best thing for me to have done. I did something that I shouldn't. I wasn't fully vegan at the time. I was kind of transitioning into it. I had kind of given up cheese, but I went back on that, and I did have a sneaky piece of cheese that had fallen out of my kids' sandwiches. I wouldn't even dream of anything like that nowadays. Even the thought of having cheese just doesn't interest me at all. But during that transition time, there were definitely times where I just thought, oh, should I just have a... And it's absolutely fine to have those days. But what I wanted to let you know is that once you've had that day, it doesn't mean that everything is a failure and everything is given up on, because you can just start again the next day. I could have quite easily have had that experience and gone, oh no, all my cheese, I'm useless at being vegan, I'll never be able to do it. But no, I had that bit of cheese. It actually tasted disgusting. And it'd been quite a while since I'd had cheese, and it has got quite a strong flavour, I think. So it was good. It was good that I had that, because it really put that taste that I really did not want to have cheese in my life ever again. But I had made that mistake. So it's absolutely fine if you have those little setbacks. those little cravings. They're all totally normal. Cheese is a very addictive substance, so it can be completely understandable if you have little slip-ups like that. But don't worry, it doesn't mean that you failed, that it's all over. It's just a little learning experience, and I really hope that helps you today and keeps you motivated. Don't worry if you have those little slip-ups. You can keep doing this, you can keep going, and overall you will enjoy being vegan and never ever look back. See you all tomorrow. Bye bye.